What's happening everyone, TomGorian here and welcome to League Racing on F123. This is Racing Formula League, a Saturday night racing league on the Xbox. And this is officially Season 10. We are beginning Season 10 with the Belgium Grand Prix here today. If you don't know what this is a League Racing series where I attempt to beat everyone, as you can see in the lobby. Fabicude74, Constant Ryan, Angelissimo, Scott W. We've got Dan Davis, we've got SFR Fins, we've got Jinx, and we've got some other names that I am very familiar with who are racing in this league this season. But if you don't know what it is, RFL is literally a Saturday night racing league on the Xbox, and we race 26 times from now to December or January, and we find out who is the champion of Racing Formula League. So if you like the league racing side of the content, then make sure you hit the like button and you also subscribe to the channel for more league racing videos, because this is the very first race. It is the very first race because apparently there was a race last week. I don't remember what happened. I wasn't there. So today we're getting ready for the Belgium Grand Prix. It's round number 1 of this Season 10 championship, and I'm in the Aston Martin, believe it or not. Yeah, I wanted the Alpine in this season, but unfortunately the Alpine was taken, so I had to pick Aston Martin. And as far as my teammate is concerned, Scott W is my teammate. You might have seen him last season. Well, you did see him in Abu Dhabi when he collided into me and he span and he took himself out. But we are teammates in the Aston Martin, and we're going to try and go for the Constructors' Championship. But the bar this year is set really, really high to try and get the drivers and the constructors. I'm going to try and do my best. But yeah, the competition in Season 10 is way quicker than it was in Season 9. So yeah, let's talk about Belgium and practice. Originally, I was literally going to do no line, but literally the Friday before the race, I decided to put back racing line only for this season, whilst I get comfortable with the career mode and literally doing no line on this game. And yeah, practice didn't really go that well. I didn't really nail the setup until like 5 o'clock or something. And then right at the death, I was able to finally get pretty much my personal best was literally a 140.18. So yeah, if I can try and get a 140.18 in qualifying today, that will be really, really great. So here we go. Let's see if we can try and somehow get into a 141 in towards La Source, in towards turn 1 second gear, and you want to early shift into third. And as you can see, throughout the traction and the exit, we literally gain 2 temps as we go down the hill in towards El Rouge and up the hill in towards Radion. You want to try and extend the second part just a little bit, not much, to the point where you cut the corner. Stay on the right hand side on the little curve, and now it's all about the braking point at Les Combes chicane. I think Scott is on a lap as we end towards Les Combes. Don't get too much curb, otherwise you will bottom out and lose the back end. And as you can see, exiting, we do lose a little bit of time, but we're actually 2 temps up as we go down the hill in towards, I believe this is No Name. It's either that or the next corner. But 5th gear, entering this gear, 5th corner as well, as we lose the back end a little bit there, and that has ruined our lap time, and unfortunately, we couldn't really get the lap time back. And as you can see, literally entering a Blanchimont corner and now going in towards bus stop. Yeah, we're just under 2 temps up, but we actually nail this bus stop to the point where we literally gain most of the time back, and we get a little bit of wheel spin, but as you can see, we don't really improve. And yeah, that's really frustrating, because if we would have nailed the lap, we could have literally done maybe a 40, maybe a 42.1, 42 flat, or maybe even a 41.9, which would have put us 4th place. And as you can see, look how tight the grid is this year. You've got 6 drivers literally into the 41s, and then Ryan 42 flat, and then Bolt, Thapard, and Scott as well. So it's a really close grid in this year's championship. The goal, as in every season, is to try and win races, get on the podium as many times, and trying to compete for the drivers and the constructors. But yeah, as long as I don't bin it, and as long as people don't crash into me, that's all I can ask for. So we're getting ready for this formation lap here for the first race. Yes, it is the first race, not the second race, the first race of the RFL Season 10 Championship on F123. And just the expectations are pretty simple. if I can just score points, that will be the way to go. As you can see, I slightly overshoot on the formation lap grid setting. But anyway, getting ready for a brand new season of RFL League Racing here at Spa. Quick launch and away we go for RFL Season 10 on F123. We get a bit of a wheel spinny start as we enter towards La Source, in towards turn 1. We don't want to really break off front wing, because chances are the last thing you want to do is literally get some front wing damage around Spa. Now we're going down the hill in towards El Rouge and Ranion. And as you can see, we've got Angelo literally behind us as we go up the hill. And it's literally going to be a slipstream fest as we head towards the Kemmel Strait and in towards Lake Com. And we're just trying to get slipstream, and as you can see, Angelo has similar wings. As we go in towards the Lake Com chicane, we're going to slightly back out, but as you can see, all hell breaks loose. There's Scott, I believe there's Angelo, Vapid a span, and as you can see, Dan as well, and there's Scott, our teammate. We've actually overtaken, what, 5-6 cars, and now we're in P8 of this Belgium Grand Prix, and that is a great start for us, because I didn't really expect us to really be getting into the top 10, unless there was a safety car or something in this race. And now literally not even sector in, and now we're literally inside the top 10. However, that within 2 corners we literally get 2 track limit warnings, and now we're really in the mud. So if we literally get 1 more warning, we get a 3-second time penalty, and that is the last thing we want to do. As you can see, there's a Ferrari and an Alpine that go side by side, Metal and Bolt, and they've collided on the exit of the bus stop, and we are now in P5. And just ahead of us is SFR Fins and Normal Jinx, and they are on the hard tyres. Meanwhile, me and Scott are on the mediums, and there's a bit of a diversion as far as what tyre strategy is the best strategy on F123, as we get a VSC coming out of the bus stop, and as you can see, SA Bolt there has retired. I could have boxed, but the chance are if I did box, I would have had to go 20 laps on hard tyres, and thank goodness I didn't box. So as you can see now, the VSC is coming to an end, and there we go, DRS is back enabled for the resuming of this race. So pretty much the objective now of this race is just to keep it clean and try not to get a single penalty in this race, even though we've got literally 2 warnings so far to our name. And yeah, I mean, when you literally get thrown off like that, when you get 2 warnings in the space of 2 corners, you literally get thrown off guard. And speaking of thrown off guard, TM Kirby is out of this race. He was a reserve, and he's literally crashed into the pit lane, and yeah, that's brought out a safety car. I don't know if he did it on purpose. I don't think he did, but who the hell am I to know? But yeah, because of that, a safety car has came out, and now we have to box. We're literally going for the one-stop strategy. We're going to pit from the mediums to the hard tyres, and that will take us to the end of this race as long as there's no other safety cars for this race. Unfortunately, Scott W, our teammate, was slightly behind us, so he's had to literally double stack, and he's going to lose a couple of positions. However, me and Tom123 FTW, you might have heard of him. He was the leader of Sync once upon a time. He's joined this league, and now we're literally on the mediums. Well, the mediums now with the hard tyres. It's the white tyres, the hard tyres. So me, Tom, and Metal are all pretty much going to go to the end in this race on the medium tyres. At this point in the race, between lap 8 and lap 11, there was some lag. And I don't know if that's like the game's fault or just Fapid's fault. But yeah, it was quite hard to see where everyone was. But as you can see, Dan Davis on the medium tyres, he's literally got through. And as you can also see as well, Tom as well, he's literally right behind us, and he's going to literally blow past us in the Alpine. And yeah, he's running way less wing than us, and he's actually going to try and go at Dan there in towards Lake Com, but there's nothing that happens there. So we're going to try and just somehow just follow these guys, even with DRS. He actually goes a little bit wide, and we get the position back. It turns out he actually has front wing damage as we lose the back end there, and that is a massive drift in towards the bottom hill, the right-hander. And I actually had a couple of those moments a couple of times during this race, but nothing really happened. So lap 8 on to lap 9, Snipes SB puts the fast lap of the race, and now we're going to try and send it down the inside of Normal Jinx in the Ferrari in towards La Source, and we actually make the corner there. We have to go full lock literally there, and there's a little bit of contact, and now it's a drag race between me and the Ferrari as we go downhill in towards Rouge and up the hill in towards Radion as well. We are just ahead. We go slightly wide on the apex, but as you can see, normal Jinx, now he's going to have the slipstream, and as you can see, Arbon's going to have the slipstream on us, and it's going to be 3 wide as we go onto the Camel Straight, and now in towards Lake Om. It's me versus the Ferrari side by side. We tried to give him as much room as we can. We made contact twice, and unfortunately, we've had to lose out there to the Ferrari. That's very hard racing indeed, but you know what? It's fair enough. Speaking of fair enough, we lose the back end again, and we've had to literally snap out. We've had to literally counter steer, and we've lost 2 more positions to Metal and also Arbon as well. And yeah, that's quite annoying. And now we're down to P7, literally ahead of our teammate once again. And yeah, this could get very, very feisty between me and Scott W in the Aston Martin. As you can see, there's a battle going on ahead, and there's a second safety car. And Yo 298 has DNF'd from this race. I don't know what the hell happened. He must have crashed, literally going in towards before Puon. But the safety car is out for a second time. As far as the strategy, maybe it would have been a better idea to literally go on to mediums. But the question is, I didn't have a fresh set of medium tyres, so I've had to literally stick it out and stay on the hards. Actually, Arbon actually comes in and he's going to box. I think he boxed for mediums, for fresh mediums. I'm not really sure though, but yeah, I couldn't really pit because I didn't have a fresh set of mediums. So yeah, that's not good. But we're now in P2 of this race, and now we've got literally 11 laps to go. We're at the 50% stage of this race, and now we're smelling a podium. So if we can smell a podium at our first race of the season, then that will do wonders, considering the fact that literally practice didn't go that well until literally like a couple hours before the race even began. But as you can see, Snipes is on the medium tyres, and now he's literally all over us. And he's pretty much going to the end. So this is now literally a race. We have DRS, he has DRS, and this is going to be epic. So we're going to try and get a slipstream from Metal, but Snipes goes the long way around. He takes both me and Metal around the outside in towards Lake Om, and that's a boss move. I can't lie. I mean, there's no way I could have went. Literally, Metal was literally ahead of me, and Snipes, he just sent it literally around the outside. And that, he just took both of us in one corner, and yeah, there's nothing I could have done. Fair play to him for that move. That was really ballsy. Speaking of ballsy, we're going to overtake Metal for P2. We lose the back end again just a little bit. We try and correct it, but he's literally still there, and we have to literally give up the corner as we go down the hill, and that is third place still in this race. So with this period of time in the race, the last thing I wanted to do was to battle Metal too hard to the point where Arbon and Giza would literally gain time on us, because as you can see, they're 3.5 seconds behind just with DRS, and the pointless thing in this race would be to battle too hard to the point where we're losing time, to the point where Arbon, Giza, Ryan, Vapid, Scott would all catch up, and then it'll be a massive clusterfuck for the final podium position. So I was just thinking long term of just trying to stay with Metal's DRS and just try to launch a last lap overtake if we could do, and we literally did that. We just stayed in the DRS until the final lap. Arbon is literally 3 seconds behind. There's no chance of him beating us in this race unless we crash or something happens. So going down the hill now back up the hill, and now we're going to try and get this overtake sorted. This is all about track position. If we can overtake Metal, then that's literally our second place sorted in this race. He sticks to the middle. We go on the racing line. He slightly covers us off. We're going to go back down the inside. He lags a little bit, but there was no room right there. He just gave us enough room, but he just slightly pinched us on the entry in towards Lake Om. And if we made contact, I would have span. And yeah, I didn't want that. So he goes slightly wide on the bus stop. It's still not over yet. We could get a good exit. He's flashing red as Snipes wins the Belgium Grand Prix. But we are going to come home in P3 for our first podium of the season. And you know what? I'll take that. That's one of my best drives. That's a very good drive from us, considering that we started from literally P13 on the grid. After bottling qualifying, and because of 2 safety cars we were able to literally make a one-stop work, and we was able to challenge for second place. I do believe that if Snipes was on the hard tyres, it would have been a bit of a different story. But I mean, yeah, fair play to Snipes for making that double overtake work, but we were focused on getting a podium and just finishing the race, and that's all you can ask for. But to have our first podium of the season in our first race of the season is a good start to RFL Season 10, and yeah, we're looking forward to the next race. So that is that for this first video of RFL Season 10. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more F1 23 League Racing content. That was a fun race. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video in a bit.